my book people. How are y'all doing? Are you staying warm? Because it has been freezing the last few weeks. I don't know if Mother Nature is upset with us or if this is just what's gonna happen normally. But stay warm, stay dry, and have some good tea. Okay, read some good books. Anyway, so I'm here to wish you a happy Black History Month. Got my banner here. Let me move out the way so you can take a look at it here. Okay. Make sure you're doing something good to celebrate if you're one of those that celebrate, okay? Well, I'm here to tell you about a Black book that I have recently read that I have not heard of really on BookTube, and it is called Delicious Foods. And this book is it has just the most amazing premise, right? So basically you have this organization called Delicious Foods that recruits people to work on its agricultural farm in basically a modern day slavery aspect, okay? And they don't let the people leave. They lock them in at night, very low wages. You're always in debt. Things like that. But what's interesting is that it takes the downtrodden people, okay, minorities, Black and brown populations, and they just pick them up off the street. Says, hey, you know what, you can continue to do your drugs and all that stuff. Hey, we'll even give you the drugs, okay? It's $10, but we're going to give you the drugs. You just need to make sure you show up for work and you pick our watermelons and pick the fruit that we want you to put for the bigger population. Just very interesting premise. Okay, a lot of talk about, freedom, the rights, things like that of people, preying upon vulnerable populations that really, can't really think very clearly for themselves or advocate for themselves as well, okay? And then keep it hush up. So this book is told in multiple timelines, right? So you have a character named Edward who has escaped this farm in the future. And then you see him going back and forth into his childhood, just seeing how he got to this farm and basically how he went looking for his mother who went missing. Now, I thought that was very interesting just to see what things bring people to their low down state. And it was very realistic. People go through a lot of things. When you see people on the street or even not on the street that have addictions and they're demons, a lot of us pass judgment about it. But really, you got to think about what brought this person to this state. And in here, you got a lot of grief. They slowly got into this vulnerable state. And it's really, really heartbreaking. So before you pass judgment on some of these people that you see, just, think about what might have gone on to get them to there. Things happen. Mental illness is also another thing that can bring people to this state of downtroddenness, that is very, very heartbreaking. Now, another character in this book that was very interesting, y'all, was the drug, the addiction. And it was absolutely hilarious, okay? Hilarious and sad, but matter of fact and bold and telling you like it is, okay? I've never read a book that actually had addiction as a character. And if I imagine in my head what people with addiction go through, it would be that, okay? It reminded me so much, if you know this show, True Blood, the character Lafayette, you know how he's just sassy and letting you know what he thinks at any given moment? That was this character. Very true to life, very, very honest about exactly the hold that addiction has on people and how hard it is to get out of them, okay? It's a friend that will always be there, that has your back, and that does not want to leave you, okay? And you don't want to leave it. And that's also, one of those big appeals of this farm of, people may want to leave, but, they got hold of them, okay? So very interesting book. Definitely check it out. I thought about the realism of this book as well. Of this is a fiction, right? But the idea that you have a lot of vulnerable populations in this world, especially like immigrant populations that come over to different countries. I would say specifically in this country, we have a lot of people that come in from Mexico that are very much taken advantage of in these agricultural farms. It's how we get a lot of our fruits and vegetables and things like that, right? Same thing with like housekeeping services, just a lot of those jobs that are very essential to our country. And these are like the backdoor people that make it happen. So it really saddens me when you have the state of the world, where you have ICE and things like that targeting individuals, legally here or not, that provide such essential services that we as Americans very much value. Okay. So, but I was just thinking about if there's really maybe some instances like this, that go on where people are, paid very little, if at all, and are basically stuck, in these places that won't allow them to leave, to provide this service that makes them, millions and billions of dollars, yet these people are stuck in very, derelict situation. Same thing with the aspect of people that go missing every day. Black and brown populations, they go missing all the time. And if you look at the statistics about how often they are found, it's a fraction of the, Euro white population that, is, at least in America, that is looked for and that is found in cases that are solved. So, it's just one of those things that to take a look at in this book that highlights about when someone goes missing and the authorities don't take it serious for one reason or another, maybe their profession, and then you add in skin color on top of that, it adds for the fact that these people may not be found. And so it behooves people that care about that person, in this case a son, to advocate for their loved ones to go and find them. Otherwise they can get lost in the sauce. So anyway, Delicious Foods is a really great book. I thoroughly enjoyed reading it, and I wish that more people talked about it. Okay, so if this is a book that you have read or if you're interested in, let me know what you thought. Let me know if you're going to pick it up. Really interesting. Okay. Okay, y'all, I'm going to get out of here and continue to enjoy my Black History Month and read Black books, because I read them all year long. Okay. Take care, stay warm, and stay safe, y'all.